People together to get ideas about what's wrong, what needs to be changed, strategies for making it happen, and creating momentum to begin to work. Another type is to bring people together to identify how our daily lives and our daily existence creates a level of stress and with a level of toxicity that Joe has talked about, and how to heal. So one is about action in terms of collective group, bringing about systemic change, social change. The other one is about bringing about behavioral change, emotional change, and well-being. We're here to do the latter, but we acknowledge and make reference to the need for the former. Next, I want to just say that for those of y'all who know some of the individuals who are involved in the protest, I'm very proud of those individuals.
Amen.
It is needed. It is long overdue.
Yes.
There have been essentially two types of protests. One has been the nonviolent, and one has been the more violent.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody in this room feels that the violent ones are appropriate. So I'm not necessarily referring to that, but I do understand it. I think I'm going to mess up this quote. It's not a direct quote, but I remember reading something one time where Dr. King talked about violence is the expression of the voiceless. Let me say that again. Violence becomes the expression of the voiceless, the people who feel disenfranchised, who feel disconnected, who've been disrespected. And so while I am not at all saying that the violence, the burning, the looting, and so forth is appropriate, but neither are the conditions that led to that. Neither are the conditions that have led to that. So I think we want to, I want to invite us to continually support those young men and women, and some old folks like myself who look like Santa Claus about the beard, to continue to do that important work, because that's how change happens. It would be nice if we could sit at a conference table or in a legislative session or in the courts and work some of this stuff out and make it happen. Those are vehicles for expression and change, but because of who we are, because of the history of our existence in this country, it takes more than that. It should only take court action or legislative action or educational research to bring about change. But because the issues of race are so deeply embedded in our society, that's necessary but not sufficient. So I want to invite us to, metaphorically speaking, to think about what we see on a daily basis when we walk out of a building on the first floor, the ground floor. What do we see? What are our daily interactions? What are our experiences? What do we anticipate? How do we manage that? And then I want us to contrast what we see at the first floor to what we would see at the 20th floor on that same side of the building. Mm-hmm.